Welcome back to episode 14. Hopefully this episode I'm gonna get in some final farming situations in, because the food situation is a little bit questionable. But I did have some thoughts between episodes. One, I do have some green space over here, and if I were to, say, stick a floodgate or fill valve way down here in this tunnel right here, I could probably use these as sort of short-term irrigation areas, just because this water has to be there anyway to pressurize the tunnel. So I could probably get a few logs out of here, but that's gonna, I mean, I'd probably have to use a lot of dynamite to do that. But it's something I'm thinking about. It's like, hey, I could use these trees to, I don't know, power an efficient mine, or power some steam engines. Also, when I was getting these down, which I realized I had set this to a very stupid number, I've since fixed that. But I could use automate. You know, my initial thought was I would have a quarter of these pumps. Let's just show me the things. Yeah, I'd have a quarter of these pumps. So say one stack running all the time, and then 3 of them would only run during the wet season. But I've kind of come to realization. Wait a second, I could probably have less evaporation if I instead run all 4 pumps, but only like a quarter of the time. Or, in fact, I probably should use automation to only have these pumps run when they're absolutely needed. Needed to move water from one tank to another tank, right? So, I think that'll actually be a little bit better and maybe might save us a little bit of evaporation over the long term, even if it does mean a little bit more work on the automation side of things. And anyway, let's go ahead and let's figure out what we want to do with this corner. I'm thinking for this corner, I want it to be a prototype for the other 4 corners of our massive structure here. Again, I'm thinking maybe some sort of like cathedral-like thing, or you know, if this is Beaverzantium, maybe it should be sort of a Hagia Sophia sort of thing. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to do that totally. But I am thinking that I do want some monuments. Layer monuments don't do great on a diagonal, so maybe I put these like along some buttresses is what I'm thinking. And then we'll sort of stick these guys somewhere on the ground. So I kind of like a 5x5 area here. Obviously, these are not going to be on the ground. These are going to be somewhere far in the air. But I'm thinking I want 2 farmhouses somewhere around here. I'm going to need power for the ingenuity thing. So unfortunately, I can't put that underground because we are, of course, at ground level here. So I can't go down. So they're going to have to be a raised power line somewhere, probably connecting all 4 corners. And maybe some houses here too, so that they get all the, like, just so that they have a very short way to work. I'm not sure exactly. I'm thinking about it. But also shoving some decorations and stuff. And then again, we'll like have labor monuments, maybe like somewhere like something like this. So I'm just gonna kind of pencil this out and see where we end up. Well, I got distracted and I'm trying to figure out here's kind of version 1. I like the curve. It's kind of based on some sort of golden ratio thing here. I love these. I really hated how like this, like how the size of these things looked, but just the ability to shove in the square banners here to make it look a lot more solid. And I should probably come up with some sort of custom design here. What I'm not liking is this. The problem is that these are, of course, 2x2s, which means either I have 2 of the same thing right next to each other, which, well, maybe for the braziers it's not so bad, but for like clocks would look really stupid to have 2 clocks like that. I hate it. But trying to put one of each of them looks like I'm just the things look super cluttered, and like I'm a dirty min-maxer, which is true, but I don't want to show that off so much. So I'm not quite sure what sort of decorations I want up here. I'm also thinking, I think I want another archway going from here to here. So let's just take out the giant hammer. And I'm not quite sure where I want this yet, but it's all going away. And we're going to try again. Here's take 2. I'm really liking these square banners. Like, I can just use these to look like, you know, trusses, right? That's great. And I just need to shove a few up in here. I'll make these pretty. And I'm thinking maybe these guys just face that way so that they're not looking like they're kind of just being the same. And again, I with the bell on the back of the clock, I think that makes a lot of sense. Maybe this is okay. I'm still thinking about it. I could maybe trade out the lantern for a bush or something. The lantern's too much. But yeah, so we're gonna have a bunch of these. One right there, one right there, one right there. 2 over here, 2 over here. Right. It's gonna take a while, and they're really expensive. But I'm just again trying to plan things out. But now that I have a feel of what I want the sides to look like, now let's try working on those corners. For real this time. I'm not sure what I'm doing here. I want it to look solid, but I also want it to have some storage in it, and I need to get the power over here, and I can fit the regular power shafts under there, but the vertical power shafts won't fit. I'm not sure what I'm doing here. Still working on it. Just trying to make a spiral staircase here, and that would be cool, but I have no way up because I'm using all 4 sides, so I need to redo this. So, maybe we're making progress. I'm not sure yet. I think I gotta take this up at least another level higher to make it look nice. I also stuck these clutches in here. I figured, hey, I can just run the power through the buildings and then come out the other side. Hooray! And now I've gone over my metal platform, and then I can use these clutches to maybe turn on and off the statue so that it's not running all the time, or at least turn off when I need the power. Right? This is sort of what I'm thinking. So I've set up a little bit of automation proofing here. Let's keep building this out. Okay, I think I have a design I like. I got my farmhouses hidden in here. I got some storage for the various food items, and as we go up, I have again 6 warehouses in total, 1 for each of our food types, and then we have plenty of living space for a bunch of beavers, and then we're just gonna keep going up, and we have a few decorations, and then we have our statue here, and all the way up we get our Flame of Unity. And I'm thinking I like that. I'm wondering if these are a little bit close together, but in general, I think I have a design that I like. How to build this is another question. How to get the resources to build this is a very, very big question. But as far as the design goes, I kind of like it. Maybe there'll be a few tweaks here and there. But again, if we have these and these every once in a while, it will look like we actually have something holding this stupid thing up. That'll be cool. Alright, now what I promised I think was food, so let's get some crops in here. So I found a great tool online. I'll hopefully remember to link it in the description. That tells you can put in a number of beavers. So I put in 25 beavers, and it says for 25 beavers using 6 crops, you need 2 tiles of canola, you need 21 tiles of kohlrabi, You need 27 tiles of cassava, 21 tiles of soybeans, 14 tiles of corn, and 9 tiles of eggplant, which is cool. So we just gotta artistically arrange this around our little corner here, and of course double it on the other side, keeping in mind that we're going to I need to make room for these, huh? So let's do that. Let's see what that looks like. Okie dokie. Here's our theoretical crop field. Obviously, this will be mirrored on the other side once we blow up all this dynamite, which hasn't even been started yet. And then, as far as our bushes go, we can probably shove our bushes in, say, like right here. Actually, we can like kind of go like this. Yeah. Between our, sure, why not? And I'll need to shove a gathering flag in here somewhere. And that should be our sort of farm situation. Now, as far as what needs to be built, let's get the farmhouses built. Because out of all this stuff that's functional, it's that. And let's go ahead and unpause here. The rest of this stuff, we don't need to be building really anytime soon. It's, as far as how they build it, that's another thing too. Oh, I need to do. I'll do that between episodes or something. Get some banners in here that look nice. But yeah, how am I gonna get beavers to build this? I'm not sure yet. I will solve that probably with suspension bridges, which I can definitely unlock because I have a ton of science. So I'll probably just throw some suspension bridges out from over here. Maybe I even need like a platform of some kind to actually kind of go diagonally here. I'm not sure yet. I'm working on it. It's not a big deal. We have so many other things that need building first. Like, oh, I don't know, some quantity of metal in order to be able to afford all of this stuff. Or, yeah, so, but we have long-term plans. Long-term plans. And they are now in. And then, yeah, we should be able to get away with only one farmer, I think, on each of these. Although, maybe I'll go with 3 for now, until I'm super happy with it. But, and then, as far as the woods goes, we're just gonna throw in some foresters, say, like, right here. Maybe, no, but, right there, or, maybe I could also shove them, like, between the beaver statues or something. But somewhere we're gonna put in foresters and then trees. Trees everywhere else. That's not farms. I might shove. I could probably shove some of these crops over here, but general game plan. So, well, that's I think that's the longest I've remained paused in an episode. But well, if you don't count this, but yeah, I'm very happy. No, maybe even including that. But I'm very happy with this idea. You're not going to be there, obviously. That was for me spacing things out. First things first. Before you build any of this stuff, again, like just don't even, please. I'd like lowest priority. Build this stuff. I'd rather you build this stuff, honestly. So, but I have an idea that will hopefully look nice eventually. Again, don't build any of this, but do build the farmhouses. I gotta make sure I'll go in there and no buildy, no build. But they shouldn't build the rest of that because it's on top of the red stuff. But I do again. Can't really get in there. It's gonna be a little bit awkward to visit my farmhouses if I have to do this every time. But you, yeah, you build fast. You build fast. You build like really fast. Honestly, just build that because nothing. I mean, I need farmhouses, please. My cassavas are very, very low, and that means everything else is kind of questionable. So. Again, this will be enough food for 50 beavers. Am I going to go up to 50 beavers? I'm not sure. I did not design this water system to handle 50 beavers. I only handle... But if I'm putting in these monuments, that's going to significantly increase the life expectancy of my beavers. So I might need to do some adjustments at some point. I'm thinking maybe... Well, one, when I bother hooking up these water sources all over here... I'm thinking this is supposed to be Beaverzantium. I need an aqueduct, so I think I want to hook up some sort of aqueduct system. I'm not sure what that's going to look like yet. Maybe it comes out to the middle here and then goes up this way, and then these ones will hook up with the tunnel, again coming up this way. But again, I don't have enough water storage, so maybe this area becomes more tank somewhere over here. Is kind of my initial guess. It's kind of my initial guess, which means maybe I'll have more corners. I'm not sure yet. I'm just spitballing. I'm not sure yet. But as soon as I get that farmhouse in, that will again replace the 2 farmhouses that we have up here, and hopefully we will once again have some crops. I just sort of realized I didn't really give. I wanted to have basically everything available to him, but I never gave you guys a water supply or a coffee supply. Maybe I'll do some rearranging and give him those things. That's not a bad spot, right? That's not a bad spot, but I would like it. Well, somewhere where they can, 1, easily access it, and 2, somewhere where they will hit against various aesthetic buffs. So, I'll be thinking about it. I've never actually turned on my coffee thing. I guess I could do that. I've been kind of worried about how much power it requires, and I have not hooked it up to an automation thing yet. So, I don't want a beaver to sit in there just running it for no reason. Let's speed it up. Hopefully let's actually set like this stuff to, what's going on here? Why are we flooding? No, flooding bad. Why? You are off. Good. Why are we flooding? You're paused. Okay, you're measuring higher than you are. So you're the one that I care about. You are set to way lower than you're at. Your depth sensor 4. You are off because depth sensor 4 says turn off. Okay. So why do I have water everywhere? I did not want water everywhere. This was not supposed to flood ever again. How is it even flooding? It's coming over. Okay, I guess what I could do is I need to take out this dam and prevent water from going this way, I guess. And it only comes out via here, which really should not have let any water out whatsoever. Yeah, I'm not sure why the depth sensor... I mean, I shouldn't need that much headroom here. Like, I'm losing... If I lower this to... Like... Oh, we'll see what happens if we lower it for now, I guess. I can't even get it that exact, huh? Okay, we'll leave it there. Hopefully this won't flood again. It's going to take, like, at least 2 days to clear out. Probably. And, oh yeah, my farmhouses are flooded. Hooray! Fantastic. Beavers! Okay. Well, every day is a disaster. let's skip to just normal. Let's get this. Let's let them start building on this, or at least have this have a higher priority than my greebles over here, right? Because greebles are beautiful, but they are just greebles. So we'll let them work on this, and I will see you once I maybe get this flooding sorted out. I'm not sure yet. Well, we just had a bad tide warning, which is annoying. I'm really tired of the bad tides, but it does mean we're going to be able to finally test our bad tide defense, so that's going to be new and interesting, I suppose. Our depth sensor is doing okay over here. Again, it's that why? Like, I guess things really pressurize back there, and then it just takes a while for it to settle down. And I just have a lot more water in this tank than I thought I would have. But, you know, it might be a good idea to maybe have like a few depth sensors, and then we'll have full flow at a certain amount of water, and then as it gets closer and closer to the top, we sort of turn off various aquifers as it gets fuller and fuller and fuller, and that way we can get a little bit more dial-y in on, you know, how high we want things. So like this one, we'll have the last one to turn off, and then the further ones away, we'll have the first to turn off, and that might be a wise thing to do, just to prevent whatever this shenanigans is. They're just my thoughts. But let's just skip through this bad tide, make sure our bad tide defense works. Looks like our farms are, we have no available workers. That's a lie. Farmers are the most important thing. You are not connected because I am a doofus. I am an idiot. Let's see here. Oh. Interesting. Yeah, that's actually not connected up, huh? And I can't actually put a path there either. Whoopsies. Well, this is why things aren't built yet. I guess I can probably squeak a path through there, maybe? I could probably take out these and put the path in that way. That's probably the wisest thing to do. How's that going to mess up all the rest of this stuff? You should be fine. And then I should just be able to replace the greebles up here. What greebles do I have? It's just a, okay, just a square banner. Okay, so let's come down all the way to the bottom here. Oh, wait a second. I'll just use a platform. That's fine. I'll just use a platform. I was thinking, wait a second, I have to fit an overhang in here. That's going to be annoying. Here's the bad tide. Ooh, let's check out the bad tide defense. Get distracted. So, we have contamination. And, therefore, it is closed. Cool! Hey, we actually have bad water coming out of our bad water seat for once. Now, I could stop that if I had, say, put a fluid dump on top of this and dumped water on top. And I clearly have no problems from a water perspective of doing that. But I think this is sort of a... If we were doing really long bad tides, I would not want to be wasting water like that. So I want to see how well this does and sort of how high our contamination gets. Right now it's kind of stuck at 8%. It's kind of interesting. Okay, we got distracted. Let's finish this up. And then, so we're going to go boom. And I'm aware. Boom. I'm aware. That's a little bit laggy to put in. And then let's just actually have a path. Hooray! And then we'll just go platform. I don't actually need a platform there because it doesn't actually do anything. And then we'll just start putting in our levees all the way back to where they were before. Hooray! And our bad tide's about to end. Let's see how we got up to 91% contamination. Looks like some of our tree just died. Maybe I should have tried to stick some irrigation barriers in there somewhere. But what was that? That was kind of scary. Huh. Okay, well, that might take a little bit longer to clear out than I would have liked. Might need to revisit this. And right now it's not a big deal. All my water is almost entirely from my aquifers. But it definitely is not a big deal because the bad tides are so short that even if this is offline for a little while, it's okay because the bad tides are so short that my tanks are never even close to being stressed as far as water goes. So I'll keep an eye on it. I'll think about it. I'm open to ideas as well. But other than that, we got all our crops in. So why? Bad? No. Stop that. Fine, I'll lower you down a little bit more. There. I'll have to. Again, I think setting up multiple depth sensors is the plan to do that, and I should probably have them build this one. And then yeah, we'll so you will be like there, and you'll be there, and we'll hook you up to depth sensor 5. And the other ones will be hooked up to depth sensor 4, and so this will be our rough, and this will be our fine, I guess, right? Except this needs to be not greater than, this needs to be less than or equal to. Okay. Hopefully that makes sense as soon as people bother to start building that, because I would like that to be on. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, well, and this is getting better slowly. Again, maybe too slowly. I'm thinking about it. Let's see, how is our... It's done! There's even somebody working in it. That's great. Okay, so scrap metal exists, which is fantastic. Scrap metal exists. I should probably I don't need these anymore. But it would be nice to, say, have extract and treated planks nearby. So I guess I can just leave that industrial log. I can just leave that in, and then say you can just exist out here for some reason. Probably to pick up all of the debris over here and stick it in the warehouse. Hooray! And remember to set you to extract and acquire. And you can still acquire treated planks. Maybe I should move you a little bit closer. Again, I think I wanted to have a separate district over here. Again, maybe with some trees over here. Maybe a bad water pump. There's options. I'm not sure yet, but there's options. It's not high on the list of priorities at the moment. We have a lot of other things to build, like say this stuff, which is still somehow red. Why are you guys? Come on, just. Well, they're not going to be building this stuff. I don't have the metal for this right now. Yeah, my metals are 0. It's not even on the list, but the scrap metal exists. So we should be on. We are off. Because we are saying there is no scrap metal available. Okay, well that's fair, I guess. I can probably say let's put 2 workers over here. This is really inefficient going all this way, but let's be honest, they're not doing much building right now. And let's even just be like, I don't need so many builders because the builders are great when we're working on logs, but. And yet my logs are full, and I guess I could get started working on tanks 3 and 4, I guess, if I really wanted to. I have a lot of things to move for that. And maybe I can be like, hey, you want to build these houses? Want to build these houses, and I can move this house over here, sort of idea, maybe. I mean, it'd be nice to. I mean, this is just such a, in general, better location than. So we can be like, yeah, sure. Let's get the spiral staircase in here. I do want to double this on all the corners, although I'm not gonna have farmhouses in it. Maybe I could try to stick like a lumber mill or a gear workshop or something, something small under there. Of course, it's a different size than the. Oh, hey, we have canola oil. Woohoo! But it's just things that we're thinking about. It's things that we're thinking about. How's this doing? Still really high. There's got to be a better way to clear out the contamination here. But again, I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about it because our tanks are full. And I think that helped. I think that helped. Because now only this one. Yeah, I think that helped. And that means these aren't running, wasting, logs and power, right? Or logs and water over here, right? Because those will be paused, and this one will be running and turning on and off based on this step sensor. Cool. I like that. That's awesome. Let's see. Oh wow, we already got some eggplant rations in there. Awesome. So again, this should be a nice little apartment building like thing. It's almost like an arcology, right? Because you got your work and your house and your shopping all in the same spot. I like arcologies. At least the concept of them. Well, we're about to have our droughts. This is still not cleared up, but it certainly will clear up during the drought. I've had some thoughts on how I could deal with this. One is I put an extra floodgate here, and basically I could set up some sort of logic that says when the bad tide ends, open up and spill out somewhere where it'll dry out and then close it back up. I could maybe also do that here as well. But, yeah, there's options. There's options. And the obvious option is, well, just do nothing, because at the end of the day, your water tanks are always going to be full because you have plenty of other water sources. And then after a drought, when you might actually need water from that particular location, there will obviously be no bad water in there because it will have all dried out ages ago. So we got some cute little houses over here. Very nice. Looks like they're still working on their staircase here. But what are you? You're injured? Maybe I should, well, let's see how long this drought is. Let's see how long the drought is. 134 days. Definitely doable. Definitely doable. Definitely doable. I'm also thinking once I get this dynamite in, I'll be able to move these, because right now I have like 4 farmers right now, which is way too many. I don't need 4 farmers. So I would like to replace this with trees or something so that I can use this area for lumber production. Although I don't really need the lumber production at the moment. What I really need is scrap metal, which is existing, but this commute is kind of ridiculous, and I think I might need to work on that because it's kind of insane. We'll see how we do on this drought. Again, I think this is our first drought with 2 full water tanks, so it'll be interesting to see, it'll be interesting to see how the water levels between these 3 different regions sort of respond over time. Because we should be drinking only water from this one, but I see that this one is actually lower than this one? Question mark? Just a little bit. Yeah, if I select this tile. Yeah. So why is this one already lower, even though we should be drinking water from this tank? That's kind of concerning. Let's zoom down to the bottom here. I'm trying to put a cut in here, and I'm just like, oh, this is okay. So you should be... Wait. You should be running. And you should not be running. The target height is 0.7. And we're way above that, so you should not be empty. You are perfectly at the target height, so you should be emptying. No, 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 no. What did I do? What did I do? What did I do? Oh my goodness. That was not the right... Oh boy. Oh, I don't want to look. I don't want to look. I don't want to... Nothing bad happened? Question mark? Exclamation mark? That's concerning. I was sure I just let a whole bunch of water out because I set the fill to unlimited, and then I guess I let some out because now this tank is lower than this tank. But I don't know why we didn't like flood like crazy. Well, all's well that wins well, I guess. I need to get this forester down to get my new berries in, but anyway. I'm going to let this drought pass. I'm going to fill in my greebles. And maybe get this dynamite set up finally, huh? Because I need to actually get some staircases to get over here a little bit. So the beavers have a lot of work to do. Let's let them work. Okay, yeah. The commute here and back has been absolutely ridiculous. So we're going to try out... It's been so long since I've used these. I have absolutely no idea how they work. So, well, first of all, I do not want a lot of workers in here, but let's say, hey, build this. Are they going to build... Do I have to... Are these basically different buildings? Huh. So I have to build this one too? They're not going to... No, it counts as the same thing. It counts as the same thing, right? Those logs are filling up. Okay, that's good. That's good. That's good. So they're building that. Okay, I was worried there for a second that I have to get logs over here and then build it, but we're just gonna shove you here for a moment. Requires haulers to function. Yes. Does this count as a hauler? I'm not sure. I hope it counts as a hauler. But we're also going to want to get some food and some water over here. So I'm just slapping things down. You will store water, and then should we give them all of our food types? Right now, just nothing. That's really scary looking. Let's just see if this works. Let's just see if this works. And I guess we need to obtain and obtain. Okay, this is almost done. Let's see. I don't think... Well, I guess I need some builders, but I'm going to set them to that. So, manage distribution. Okay. Wow. That is a UI. Okay. So, District 2. Import always. Sure. Okay. Maybe it's like they did a pretty good job setting things up. Import if needed. And then was it import always? Do not import. Okay. Interesting. District 1. So I will need to fiddle with this because I don't really understand what I'm looking at. But let's see if I can. Let's see. So we have water in here, which is cool. Okay, so they've already dropped off water and planks over here. I'm not quite sure why they dropped off planks. Did I ask for plank? I'm not sure. What are you hauling? Carrying berries. Okay. My berry construction isn't even... They're just hauling things around randomly. Can I just use this as a stockpile? Do I even need these? Okay, well, first of all, let's import a beaver. So, District 2 is going to have a minimum of 1 beaver. Let's see what that does. Alright, he immediately went to work in the scrap mine, which is understandable. Okay. So now you have berries, you have kohlrabis, these need to be, like... Okay, so now he's taking scrap metal and putting it over there. Cool. Like, I didn't have to do anything. Like it just... The game is really smart, I guess. I should probably double check all this massive pile of settings to make sure that it is doing what I want. But hey, he already just did what he wanted to do, so that's pretty cool. Why don't you build yourself a house, huh? You can have a house, you know. How nice would it be to have a commute that's 1 square long? So if I say, I guess. Oh, right now, okay, I have 1 guy. Okay, okay, let's build the house. So he's taking logs and he's building the house so that he will have a house. So I guess I do need a district crossing. So I basically need 2 beavers over here. I need 1 in the efficient mine. And then I need 1 taking the scrap metal all the way over here, which is not very far. And in fact, it would probably make a lot more sense if this district crossing was a lot closer over here, so that, wow, he can get the scrap metal at least halfway, maybe even a little bit further, like maybe like right here. Or maybe even a little bit further. I'm just trying to figure out how this stuff works right now. And these guys are panicking because, well, I don't need anyone working here anymore because you got that built. Good job. So right now we're making scrap. I definitely need to hook this up to some automate. Oh, ooh, I could automate it somehow so that. Oh, we're injured, huh? My bad, guy. You're not gonna even... Okay, well, this was a disaster. Okay, well, go home. Go get healed up somewhere over there. No. Manual migration. District 2, District 1. Go away. Thank you. So, because he was injured, so he's never gonna work. And if he's never gonna work, he's never gonna be able to build a hospital bed here, huh? So that's pretty stupid, huh? So let's shove down a medical bed here for him. There's some work to be done here. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm gonna fiddle with this off camera, but we have a concept of a plan at least here. I think. Where are you? What are you taking? What? You're taking the scrap metal out. Okay. Oh, of course. Well, yes, that's great. Please take the scrap metal out. That's what we wanted, I guess. I'm still trying to figure this out, but I brought another beaver over who immediately built the medical bed, went into the scrap mine, and got injured. Because, of course. It's funny. But, again, I think I can just use this as my storage, so I don't think I need this. Like, at all. And, like they can just... It's gonna be a little while. The scrap. Yeah. See, he can just drink out of here. He can just drink out of here. He can eat out of here. He's got all the food that he wants. And I think he'll even, when this scrap mine is full, I think he will even take it to. I'm gonna try this setup with just 1 beaver, basically delivering this guy's food and taking all the scrap out, and then. Hopefully I understand how this works. I guess I could make sure that this is set to obtain scrap. Oh, it already is. Okay. So some hauler. So you who works at the smelter is coming all the way over here to pick up things. You work at the district crossing and you're carrying scrap metal back. Good. Okay. So he is. He's dropping things off. He's picking the scrap metal back. So I just have one guy who basically keeps this guy alive, who is chilling out in the medical bed doing nothing. So maybe some sort of progress here. I'm not sure, but I'm gonna be fiddling with this. Maybe I probably want 2 beavers over here. So let's get a second beaver over here, huh? So let's just say 2 beavers in District 2. And that way, when one is injured, one can keep working the scrap mine. Hooray! And they have plenty of space to live. I should give them some decorations or something, but I'm not super. Again, I'm just trying to figure out how these districts work. So it's facepalm time again because before one beaver got fixed, the other beaver is now broken. You guys, I guess I need. And you know what? Let's build 2 medical beds, and maybe I have 3 beavers over here with just one sitting in the medical bed all day. So this is a little bit awkward. I don't think there's a way to automate. It's like I would like my workers to build things when I need to build them, but when I obviously don't need anyone building, you guys don't need to be here. I'm not sure there's a way to pause my district. I'm not sure if pausing the district center is a good idea. Does that break everything? Or is that just... I don't think it breaks anything. But like I don't need anyone building right over here. I don't care about the 3 logs. So yeah, we might be making progress. We might not be making progress. I'm not really sure. Everything else here seems to be going nicely, though. Let's take out that. Yeah, they're working on things. I set in this next wall here because otherwise the water would pour out the sides of my giant water tower, and that would be really dumb. So we need to make sure this wall gets in before we could even think about powering the pumps. So I queued it up in addition to where flying buttresses would be. So there's going to be another one over here. And I probably should come up with something, you know, here that's grand and in the center, and something that contains a district center. It's kind of a little bit awkward because, again, this is a 3x1 building and this is a 6-tile region. So trying to fit the district center in there would be, well, not symmetric, which is, of course, not acceptable. So I'm thinking about it. Other than that, why are you guys building these? Oh, because I know why. Because when I demolished them and rebuilt them, I didn't reset the priorities. Whoopsie daisies. If you're gonna throw logs down, throw them over here, please. Thank you. So I set up a little bit of automation here. So hopefully this just should look pretty familiar. Is that when I have scrap to haul out the scrap. Otherwise, don't haul out the scrap. Because I don't need a guy in here all the time. So they'll just... this might have a problem because they're going to hit... I probably should not have made this so big. Let's say... like 25 and 20. And we'll see if that does anything. Over here, looks like our water tank that we're using is dropping pretty rapidly, actually. The other tank, which we're not using, still losing some water, but that's to be expected. I had to remove my tapper around because this is obviously never going to be wet again, so I just kind of threw in some pine trees in a tapper, and occasionally I'm getting a worker in there who is hopefully making me resin, although I'm not really sure he's... Let's just set this to high. Someone please... Actually, well, the trees aren't ready yet anyway, so there's actually no reason for you to be in there. So, normal is fine. But we got some dynamite to blow, so let's do this. Kablooey! 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 And then we gotta set some more in here. And up here as well, I guess. Which is a little bit awkward. I guess I should take this down one level right here. And then we'll take this down 3 levels. Sure. That'll be... At least until I clearly... And it'll be nice to have this area for trees, but my log storage is still doing pretty healthy, even with my lumberjack's paws, so I'm not too overly worried about it. Anyway, again, I do think that looks nice. I do think that looks cool. I need to... I didn't bother putting the banners yet because I'm going to have to change all these when I come up with some cool custom logos, I think. But, I think that does look promising. I wish I could have this guy at an angle, you know? I wish I could have him at an angle, but it is what it is. Yeah, I think that's going to look cool. I think that's going to look cool. Okay, well. Unfortunately, we didn't get to have a lot of time past this episode. But, yeah, okay, so... I think this is working. Did they haul scrap metal over here? I can... no goods in stock. That's not promising. This looks like it is full. This is set backwards. You need to be full. You need to be scrap metal full. It's different from the other one. It's different from the other ones because, yeah, it's, so this should be scrap metal storage full, and you should be scrap metal storage empty. Where'd you go? There we go. Okay. Now, someone's gonna come over here and hopefully take the scrap and put it... Oh, and take the extract and put it in the tank. I don't really need the extract in the tank, but thank you, I guess. But, yeah. Now we're putting the scrap in here, and now we can take the scrap out somewhere. Why do you have treated... Why do you put treated... I don't... beavers. Okay. Well, I think this is working. I'm probably gonna have to watch it a little bit further. But, we're gonna wrap this episode up here, I think. Just because it's been going on a little bit long. And even though we didn't get a lot of time passed, I think we got a lot of stuff... Well, maybe not stuff done, but at least penciled out. So we'll call it here, and we'll start the next episode off, probably with some dynamite over here, huh? So I'll see you next time.